I'm Jennifer Mealy in the kitchen today with Bishop Larry Kulick. What are we making today, Bishop?
Well, today we are making sausage stuffed pork loin.
And you said it might not be the healthiest option?
No, if you're on a diet, don't make it or eat it. But everyone needs to splurge, so I think this is a great recipe.
Wouldn't this be a perfect dish to make for someone or guests coming over for the holidays?
Well, I can tell you, for me, pork is good any time of the year, but yes, it would be, absolutely. For the stuffing, it's sweet Italian sausage, diced red pepper, onion, celery, minced garlic, ricotta cheese, grated Parmesan cheese, dry breadcrumbs, frozen chopped spinach that's been drained, 2 eggs, and some salt, pepper, thyme, and rosemary. We're then going to also make a beautiful Marsala wine sauce. For that, we're going to need Marsala wine, beef stock, mushrooms. And of course, we need a boneless pork loin roast.
So for these purposes, the sausage is already browned.
Yes, I've browned the sausage in the normal manner that you would. And we're going to now go and we're going to brown our onions, our celery, our peppers, and our garlic that'll be added.
Great.
So Jen, I browned the sausage and I retained the sausage rendering from that.
Nice.
Now we're going to utilize that here in the sauteing process of these wonderful vegetables. And of course, by doing that, you're going to get that added flavor. And as I told you before, this isn't a recipe for the faint of heart or the bad of arteries. But what we'll do is we'll utilize this, of course, and you can see that rendering is now being liquefied. So that'll become the base. So I'm going to put in our onions, our celery, and our red pepper. And of course, my favorite ingredient, the minced garlic.
Hardly any garlic in this recipe.
No. The vampires are safe with this, huh? Just want to mix it around really good. You know, unfortunately, we can see a lot, but we can't smell it, huh?
I know.
I wished our audience could be smelling this right now. I would suggest sauteing about 5 to 7 minutes. We're going to put our sauteed ingredients into the mixing bowl. So you can see how nicely sauteed the onions, the celery, the pepper, and the garlic are. You want to remember, you don't want to over saute because this is part of the stuffing, and what's the stuffing do? The stuffing goes into the meat, and it's going to cook also.
Again.
I'm going to have Jen help me here.
Okay.
So the main part of our stuffing, the brown sausage.
Brown sausage.
Then we're going to put in the breadcrumbs.
Okay.
Now we're going to put this in the grated Parmesan cheese. Eggs next. We're going to put in the ricotta.
So what does this do?
Well, Jen, what the ricotta does is it helps actually to soften up the stuffing. And now we're going to put in the frozen spinach that's been well drained. Now, my spatula is now to the point that we have to call in the big guns. So I put on some gloves here because we're going to get in and really hand mix the stuffing mixture. All right, so what we want to do is, and that's why I think now you need to really mix this all up really good. You know what this reminds me of? Almost like meatballs.
Meatball. I was just going to say.
What do you think? I think our stuffing, as you can see, I think the stuffing is just
Beautiful.
perfect. Okay.
Great. Time for the pork loin.
Time for the pork loin. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this on the cutting board and I'm going to unroll this. See how beautiful it's
Very
butterflied?
nice.
So you'll need to prep your pork loin by butterflying it. And now we're going to season the pork loin. And now, Jim, we're just going to take our stuffing. What I'm going to do is I leave a little bit at the end.
Because you need to roll.
You need to roll. So I just put it in. I want to try to get a consistency of the stuffing, not just for looks, but obviously because you are later, after it's baked, going to be slicing it, you want to have some consistency.
You want to turn it?
So we're going to turn it around.
Okay.
We're going to roll the pork loin, just like a nut roll. You're spreading it, and it's not bulging out on you. And I just want to show all our baking people, you can see the side. It does remind you sort of like of a nut roll, okay? These are also ingredients that, so to speak, or accoutrement, that we didn't talk about at the beginning, but what you want to do is, this is just genuine meat twine.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap it on, actually tie it on both sides. So I'm going to start with the top, and I'm going to put a little bit of sea salt on top, and we're going to put a little bit of pepper, okay? And what we're going to add to the pan is some chicken bone broth and Marsala wine. You're not pouring it down over, just around. Okay, we're going to place our pork loin in its container in a preheated oven to 350 degrees, and we're going to bake for 1.5 to 2 hours until the internal temperature of the pork reaches 160 degrees.
Now Bishop is going to show us how to put the finishing touches on our stuffed pork loin with a lovely Marsala wine sauce. You can find this recipe right in your cookbook.
And this, as you can see, is just going to put a beautiful top glaze on the Marsala sauce right on top of the pork loin.
Looks amazing.
So Jen,
Wow.
here you go.
Lovely, thank you so much.
You are
This is
welcome.
fabulous.
And this is the best part of the whole process. We get to eat what we've created.
Wow. Fabulous.